There's a saying says, where is injustice, there is always war. And I believe if Somalia want to become a stable country, international community has to ask the Somali people not to send the troops or supporting Kenyans or Ethiopians, but they let the Somali young men educated. Britain, I believe Britain produce more graduate than any other country in the world. And these young men, they won't serve their country as the David Cameron now is serving for his country. And that's what we want. We want to see change. And the change has to go to the ground, save the lives, and take these troops out. We're not dumb people. We're not fools. We human beings like America or Britain or the West. You know, we want our children grow up in a stable country, peaceful. But what the Somali young girl grow up today is they know how to pull the trigger, but they don't know how to write a word. Either whatever it is, either Somali or English or Arabic, whatever. Because of lack of leadership, because of lack of government. And we need to have a proper government. So if David Cameron now holding a conference for the Somalian, so Somali experts, Somali young men has to be there, you know, and participate for this conference. And unless he listened to the young Somalian who graduated in his country, we are very grateful for this country, you know. We are like this country. Britain is part of our country. And we want, you know, peace. And we protect, you know. We don't want to violence young men committed a crime or suicide or whatever it is. We don't want to see here in UK. We want to gradually, these young men, they're preparing to go back to their country because they're well educated. They have, they grow up in a Western where democracy is working. You know, this is what we want, you know. So we want to change, but we haven't seen that for the past, you know, 21 years. If the West wants to see a stable country in Somalia, they should let the young generation of Somalians. That's what I want. I don't want the elders who grow up tribalistic and division. I don't want to see that. I want to see a young man who born or brought up in this country, you know, and have a talent and weight and judgment can change of his country. That's what I want to see. But that has been banned, you know. Young man has been banned in political process in Somalia. Only the Western world, what they're dealing with is the warlords and tribal leaders, which is really, really sad and disaster. The solution of Somalia depends the Somali themselves, not the foreign intervention bringing, you know, 60,000 troops of Ethiopia went in Somalia. What they did, they killed 25,000 Somalians, you know. Islamic court were destroyed. And that's where the Al-Shabaab come after that, you know. Al-Shabaab was part of Islamic court. But I do blame the Somali themselves, you know. Unless we gather together and we respect each other and leave the tribalism, and we live as though this world we live, you know, that's the only way Somalia can be working again. But bringing foreign troops, Kenyan or Ethiopian or African Union, giving more, you know, ammunition or funding. What makes sad as well, you know, the Somali troops cannot get wage, you know, while the foreign troops get, you know, enough wage. I've heard over nearly £1,000. That's the wage of the African Union. But the Somali soldiers who paying their life every day hasn't been treated equally, you know. $50 or $100, that is not right. And really, really is a part of the problem, which we see that's unfair. We want a strong leadership in Somalia. We want a strong an arm from Somalia, not the foreign from Kenya and Ethiopia, who already want Somalia to be living in this ruin, you know. The biggest camp in the world, I call that camp, I called guinea pigs. Somalia is being treated like, you know, unfair. You know, human being has been living in those areas over 21 years. A young man who born and brought up there, still he's in prison, open prison, you know. He can't leave back to his country. He can't go in Kenya. You know, are we not human being? Where is the Minister of the World? Where is the David Cameron? Where is why they didn't visit, you know? They talk about other countries, but in terms of the problem and the plight of Somalia, nobody cares, nobody talks. And the fact matter is, the Somali young men deserve to defend their country. They deserve to become the leaders of Somalia. They deserve to become a role model in 21st century. And if the West wants Somalia be stable, they should let the Somalis